I don't know because I haven't tested anything. How's it sounding?
Wunderbar.
Wunderbar. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Cafe Gallery Writer See, you people applaud a lot because I scream like a freaking idiot. Hi, I've missed you guys. I have. I know, I haven't been around in a while, and we've got a great performance this evening, especially because this is the thing, I'm going to have them turn up the mic for our feature this evening, because she's a soft-spoken poet. But Cotton Campbell is really a very, very good poet. I'm so looking forward to her feature this evening. Everybody. Yeah! Definitely, definitely. But now I have to start, before I start calling people on up here, is some of you know, a lot of you know who have seen me here over the years that I've been writing periodic table poems. And, well, this is a proof copy. It's pretty much done. I can't believe I wrote all this stuff about elements. But just in the past couple of weeks, I've written a couple bonus poems, which is going to be put into a new proof copy. So this is a proof copy that doesn't have these poems. So I wanted to maybe start and close this evening with these bonus periodic table poems. One of them is about the death penalty, and the other one's about crystal meth. So I hope you'll find that cool. So those are the two poems that I'm talking about.
Crystal meth can cause death.
And I even mentioned that even, but that's not what I'm talking about. The first one, I'm actually talking about potassium chloride, based on potassium. So this poem, it's called Potassium Chloride. Once worked for a company who stopped selling their drugs to state correctional facilities, who used them in cocktails to kill their prisoners. The company didn't have a moral issue, but religious and political groups did, and companies like ours couldn't justify selling drugs as sedatives to hospitals when those same drugs were also used to kill people. What I learned about that cocktail: pentobarbital was a sedative, Pabulon was the paralytic agent, and potassium chloride killed them. So I instantly remembered that us humans need potassium, but nobody will sell supplements because too much potassium can easily kill a person. So, too much of an element that we need for life can kill us. Fascinating. But it's not straight potassium that they use in these lethal injections. It's potassium chloride. So I wondered, but why is it not just straight potassium? And that's when I heard that if you take potassium straight, it would burn. So they use this metal halide of potassium with chlorine. How nice of them, because it would be cruel if prisoners were in pain before we killed them. That would be cruel of us. More than a decade after my state imposed a moratorium on executions, then the death penalty was abolished. And I know the death penalty costs us taxpayers much more money than keeping prisoners alive for life. And the death penalty is not a deterrent, and the death penalty does take innocent lives from wrongful convictions. But all that's stuck in my head right now is that potassium chloride, things that our body needs to kill us. I reflect on the late-night leg cramps because we don't get enough potassium. Chloride is needed for metabolism, and potassium is one of the most important electrolytes in our body. Still, too much of it can kill us. It must somehow make sense that we humans take these elements and use them as an instrument of death. I'm afraid I know how us humans work. So, of course, it makes perfect sense. Potassium chloride. Yay! See, this is why we look for ways to kill ourselves. Us humans have this great capacity to do that. So, now you're going to get to hear the crystal meth one later. So, but in the meantime, I feel bad that I didn't get to hear him 2 weeks ago. But ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Joffre Stewart. Give it up for myself.
I'll read three, two of them mine. This first one is from the War Crimes Times, very last issue. And the title is Questionnaire by Wendell Berry. How much poison are you willing to eat for the success of the free market and global trade? Please name your preferred poisons. For the sake of goodness, how much evil are you willing to do? Fill in the following blanks with the names of your favorite evils and acts of hatred. What sacrifices are you prepared to make for culture and civilization? Please list the monuments, shrines, and works of art you would most willingly destroy. In the name of patriotism and the flag, how much of our beloved land are you willing to desecrate? List in the following spaces the mountains, rivers, towns, farms you could most easily do without. State briefly the ideas, ideals, or hopes, the energy sources, the kinds of security for which you would kill a child. Name, please, the children whom you would be willing to kill. Questionnaire by Wendell Berry.
Oh, man.
And the title here is The Color Purple also remarks the equivalence of racism to imperialism. Pesky dies as Ferguson erupts against law and orders from a racist police force expanded by Iraq bombing Clinton and Libya bombing Obama, re-bombing Iraq. Liberals with solution to counter-revolution as Palestinians emerge from tunnels to go back under in a grave. Cycle evading a non-violent resolution. Title, Argument Against Terrorism. Oh, the epigraph is from Sherman Skolnick, who was reported murdered by Mossad 8 years ago. Report from anonymous source. New York City firemen, there were bombs in the building. Cyberspaceorbit.com. Crucial info evidence, explosives toppled WTC. From the land of the rising sun in Central Asia, the warmongering media moots it to us of an Al-Qaeda cell dedicated to taking the Middle East wars back where they came from. And as I write, I have not heard of any connection made between Khorasan and some intrepids shooting their way into a belly-dancing heaven, Jews barred, through a gateway in Ottawa. I'm thinking it was an inside job like 9/11 that led Oscar Gonzalez into a White House that Obama could be and was once locked out of. But if these anonymously sourced sons of the rising sun are not more Zionist hystericalizing hype, hopping up a myth for homeland security, will they really take the war back where it came from? 10 St. James Square, London, 58 East 68th Street, Gotham, Rothschild, Lehman Brothers, to Kissinger and James R. Thompson, who get around without a bodyguard. But after reading Protocols of the Learned Elders of Zion, they then put you and me at risk by shooting up a post office. I'm innocent of paying taxes for war, or liven up the Super Bowl halftime with a dive bomber. Maybe that's you. I'm not a fan. Then they are as stupid as Hitler, who read the protocols and was used by his Rothschild cousins to start that second great war for Israel. Poor Hitler, deserving our pity, has the excuse of hypno-programming. But if these sons of the rising sun are Holocaust deniers, their stupidity may replace hypno-programming. And for real, they may risk the 99% giving a pass to the 1%. No better than socialists who want to shoot wasps but never think of the Guggenheims, preserving the essential element of ruling class just as effectively.
Just because I seem to be a Hitler talk obsessed, poor Hitler, I think was like, like awesome. But then again, I had him reading stuff about Hitler in my feature. And because I know he's going to be featuring, maybe he'll be like, oh, I'll have to look to incorporate Hitler into as many pieces as I can and make my host up happy. Aren't I a goof? No, I'm just saying my stuff. But this is so awesome because I never get to see it. Well, I haven't. It's been 4 weeks, you people. But Jerry, my darling, my love, I'm so looking forward to hearing Jerry Pendergast coming on. Sir, so ladies and gentlemen, get up with Jerry. Woo!
Okay, so when you bat second, your job's to advance the runner, right? Okay, I'm going to do something I haven't done since last time. A labor poem. My whole set is dedicated to Larry Evans, founding editor of Millhunk Herald Quarterly. First zine to publish anything by myself outside of Illinois. This is called Gaps. In London, they say, mind the gap, warning riders about the space between the train and the platform. Commercials used to sing, fall into the gap. Passing a gap outlet, I think of the gap between labor costs and garment workers' wages. Should I adore the maquilas where Gap clothing is spun? Should I adore the offices where Gap commercials are spun? I remember slanting, shifting into gaps on the line of scrimmage for stunts, blitzes, goal line defenses called shooting the gaps. A mannequin in a window models pre-ripped jeans. I think of someone restitching, patching a rip from a fall or holes from long time wear and wash. Will the maquila worker mannequin ever model jeans with bullet holes? Punishment for organizing to narrow the gap between her life and the maquila owners and the Gap board of directors who regret the incident. Will we see a surgeon mannequin trying to close the wound in dim lighting? That will be published soon in what you could say is kind of a continuation of the spirit of Millhunk Herald Quarterly. It's called Blue Collar Review, and it's published in Virginia. Millhunk was published in the Pittsburgh area. This also will be published in Blue Collar Review. A piece, a part of the land, the composition, the conversation, the script. Can we have peace with a part of a hide, with a whole hide, roadside? Is it the same color as your hide? Should it matter? Do you have a reservation that the only we can get in? Do you live on a reservation? Land parceled into allotments from community fields, torn from mining. Do you live in a township? Remember needing permission to leave. Do you attend a township high school in northern Cook County, Illinois, mega farm-sized campus? Does your hide ride to work in a limousine, on a subway, on a bus, a coal train, a self-driven trap? Can a painted potted flower on a window hide that no one lives inside? Can we have peace if some have no part deciding the subject, the verb, sentenced to badlands, to slums, prisons, allowed no lines, just a fragment, a drowned out note? Can I do just one real short one?
Yes, of
So-
course, yeah.
It's a haiku called Dreams of Maria Fernandez. Stars on sidewalk wave. Green, hilly, slopey towns, hot, oil and dough nightmares. Died between Dunkin' donut chain locations in her car used as bed. Thank you.
Woohoo! Yay! I got a book in my hand. I'm like, see me? I'm like an idiot clapping with a book in my hand. Sorry. And because I missed it and I don't want to photo this because somebody's going to buy this off of me, I'm sure. But give it up one more time for Jerry and for our open Microsoft Odyssey. Yeah. This is probably a book that I'm going to be giving. That's why I'm like, I don't want to press it. Collection books for, oh, John, can you check up the other one as well? Because I'm sure there's a height difference. Scars Publications just released their 2014 collection books. We try to do them nice and early because people say, I've got no money once it becomes right around Thanksgiving time, so we released them toward the beginning of the month, and it's need-to-know pieces. And they got 2 volumes of them, and one of them I'm holding in my hand is the redacted edition, because that's why all these things are blacked out on it. And I thought before I call up Patrick Hurley, I'm going to read something really, really short here, because there's a bunch of poems from a bunch of different people in here. Here's my little one in this, called Objectifiable. I've experienced it for I don't know how many times. Men degrading women. When I was walking down the street today, a man in an ugly minivan stuck his head out the window and hollered for me. Wow, lucky me. I'm still objectifiable. My little one girl, but so in the meantime, we're just gonna give up for Patrick.
Where's the host now?
I think this one is in there.
One of yours is in order. See, there's like so many freaking ones in here. So I have to scroll. Yes, you're in this one, but it's huge. That's why it's rejected. There are so many pieces of flash fiction and very short prose, no longer than 4 pages, so it's like pages and pages. But I'm gonna look this up and figure out one of yours is in this, I swear.
So, Jerry, thanks for coming. Get another chance next month, December 8th, the second Monday, of the month at Reno. I have an open mic 8 to 10 and need lots of people to show up. And if you know musicians, that would be good too.
I am so sorry I missed the last month. I would have loved to have gone, I would have.
And Jerry can testify they have good food.
You're on page 62 in this book.
Sanctuary. They called me God, made offerings and worshipped me. I laughed in their faces, said they were naive. They said, surely you must be a god to laugh at us in such a way. They called me sage. Buddha returned and followed me to hear me speak. But all I said was gibberish. This is prophetic, they cried. The true meaning of life rests in your words. They called me pious and righteous, bowed before me on rugs, saying, truly Allah guides me while I drank and smoked, entertaining their youth, wiping my feet on the rugs as if welcome mats. He comes to bless my sajada, they proclaimed, while whipping themselves. They called me omnipotent. I simply answered their questions with whatever came to my head. Truth or relevance played no part in my response. But that I responded was enough to be a genius in their eyes, so hungry for food. As I awoke, my head in a pool of blood, they proclaimed, he has risen from the dead. Surely you are divine. I said, dead? No. Half drunk? Yes. He has taken a spirit quest. We must follow, they said. Do as you like. Just remember the ground is hard, I said. The day came when they went away, saying, he is a false god, tricking us into subservience. He laughed in our faces, spoke in gibberish, smoked and drank, and bedded our women, filled our heads with lies. Then off they went to follow another. At last, true sanctuary, I said. Act of attrition. Madly at bars we reveal ourselves, or maybe at churches, no difference. Expose weakness, acquire comfort, reach for something desired. Comfort. Maybe it comes from a shot of whiskey, ordered neat and fast with a double tip. Or at a confessional with the desire to rid existence of guilt with 4 Hail Marys and 5 Our Fathers. Then there is another shot of something that allows us to be comfortable. We hold it dear and sleep with it at night. It does not want to be with us, but we hold it the same. Now we relax and enjoy life once again for a moment. Neutral in all. Where is life, my darling? I hold you in my hands, hearts beating, and yet the sun sets on you and me. We are not protected by any privilege or wealth. Death is there, neutral in all, good, bad, just, or not. We hold each other tight, and it is so good. We feel so safe. That is true eternity. That is what all of us long to achieve. Such a comfort can only come from truth. 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 Come now. Okay, so I have flyers and other things. Reno. Monday, December 8th.
And I'm sorry I couldn't make it.
That's all right.
Like, oh man, I really stunk. But I couldn't make it because I really liked it, because I really liked going when I'd go to, it was awesome. But, this is so awesome that I can just be like, hey, I'm going to call up people that I never talk to and never hear from. So I'm really looking forward to it. I really want everybody to scream at their asses off for... Oh, he said it's okay if I said his full name, because as I had told people, I'm in with the NSA and we like to record everything that you do, and that's why this open mic is being video recorded. It's going to be a YouTube video and it's going to be a weekly podcast. Rock on for that. So, sorry, you can't escape your words, Mr. Mad, but please, ladies and gentlemen, scream look at me and give it up for Jason Noah. Come on, Noah! And he's tall, so he deserves more land. Oh, yeah. Get up there. Let him get it.
No.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's been a minute. It's been a minute since I've been here.
It's been a while, Mr.
It has. You know, in fact, I was thinking the last time my tired old ass farted on through that door, I walked up on this stage and I just lit up a cigarette. No one gave a shit back then.
Back in the day makes a difference, yeah.
They didn't care. We could not get enough of our carcinogens.
But then again, it's out to get all PC now, and what? I'm supposed to care about people, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, no, it was PC back then, too. It's just that we were very PC and in love with our carcinogens and our carbon monoxides and anything where the word car may serve as a prefix. We just want we just loved it. So, yeah, I had to cut it out the neighborhood. I had a little, well, it's being recorded, so I'll just leave an ellipses after that. So then I had to go a few blocks down south for like the last 10 years where, I mean, talk about surveillance. I mean, I'm right on the corner in the alley and my naked ass is in everybody's morning coffee. There's no avoiding it because I'm surrounded by windows. So that's my life here. And then there's always Jesus Christ, you know. And you know, a lot's been said about Sir Christ, and a lot gets still said about Jesus. I never read his bio or anything. I only know all the stories from all the groupies and everything. But one thing I know from my schizophrenic visits from like him and Joan of Arc and who was Mozart's inferior? What was his name?
Salieri.
Yes, Salieri. Get over my nightly visits from them.
Salieri fan club.
The Salieri fan club. I like that. I'm a Salieri fan. I mean, hey, he helped.
Yeah.
And so with that, one thing I do know about from my nightly visits is Jesus can get pretty raw. A good guy, but you know, he likes to get sassy. You know, he likes his sass. So
Organized for the Carpenters Union.
oh yeah, and he likes to saw and cut and screw and mold and weld and just get it all together, right? So I decided to get traditional and make a few haiku. This is getting dirty with Jesus while abusing haiku. Off stage follows on, disrobing and Job bends down, dreadlocks, drying feet. Digging into bush, rock and roll built city, no, your mama do it. Comparing gardens, hoe handles measured, length, width, sprinkler wetting face. Liberals are here on how to be liberal with literature. And funny enough, like the last half of the haiku page got lost, so it must serve as, I suppose, the a sacrament to, you know, you will find it with the scrolls. So here's a couple more for the trash. Call me optimistic sucker for broken English, kind pervert of love prevailing, current national state, overflowing septic tank. Would my drink not kill me, my fingerprint will, as my party spills onto lost telegrams from hell, writ in cursive love letters to the illiterati. Fruit falls in heavier heat. I was working real hard on my grain, anonymous face reuniting with anonymous faces, clamoring to cast profiles across flesh and phantom. The distance between us is a splotch on the beige map we wander, just kids tying ribbons to our wrists, beginning funny business. Thank you all so much here at the Gallery Cabaret Open House.
Oh, I don't think it was loud enough. Give it up one more time for this. Come on. That makes sounds like I'm the only one doing that noise. But what I do have is a Sandy Dandy Buffalo bag. Dun, 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 dun. And it's not for my drugs, but it is for money for our feature, I guess, for her drugs. I don't know. I don't know. But I would like everybody, if you can, put your life savings into it. And because I don't have a husband to throw to, I'm throwing a Joffre first. Whoop! And just pass that crap around, and we can give more. And because my soft-spoken poet is so worth it. Trust me, she is.
Sorry.
Because I'm dying to tell you that she's really awesome. But then I'm going to turn up the mic because she's soft-spoken that way. But I really give it to her. Sorry, I really do. She's really awesome. But I'll give all the hype later. In the meantime, because I've been gone, the only thing that's sticking in my head right now is the fact that he drew things on the 8th, which I believe was the day for the musical interlude, or else it was the day after. And then I was gone, but he was playing the harmonica, and he's triple plus awesome. And I don't know if this man has a lot of stuff to do, and I'd love it. I'd triple plus love it if it wasn't poetry, just going to tell stories or just talk or whatever. But please give it up for Dan Weinberg. Come on, everybody! You're like, stop all the applause. He's way too used to all this applause.
Okay. Yeah, you weren't here for the feature, for my feature. That's okay.
I'm sorry that I'm really sorry I wasn't.
I know, you were at the funeral.
I'm
That's
posting
okay.
your drawings up though.
The drawings of...
that you drew beforehand, before I left. I'll do that. I'll put them up on Facebook so the world can see.
okay. I guess that's okay. All right.
So if you want to read something from your feature, I'd be thrilled.
No, I don't. I have something new.
Yay!
It's nonfiction. It's about violence, actually. It's a little heavy. Change of pace. So, Lord Jeffrey Amherst supposedly gave smallpox infected blankets to the Indians and gave them a little smallpox. Christopher Columbus in the islands in the Caribbean would cut off the hands of the Indians for fun, and then he would hang the Indians up on hanging them like this, and build a fire underneath and sort of cook them for more fun. This was violence. I read some slave narratives, and they put a barrel and put nails through the barrel, into the barrel, and then pushed a slave into the barrel, and then rolled the barrel down the hill. And that was some more violence. In Haiti, during the slave rebellion, when they were freed, they cut off the head of one of the masters, one of the overseers, and his wife was very pregnant. So they cut her open, took out the baby, fed the baby to the hogs, took her husband's head, put it in her womb, and sewed it up. Maybe that's a story. I don't know. And then killed Meki in like 1649 in Poland when he was killing Jews. He did that. He did the same thing. He cut open a couple pregnant women and put in a cat, a live cat, and then sewed it up. Maybe this was a fable, but people have been violent to everybody else for a long time, and I guess people will be violent to each other in the future. Thank you and have a nice day.
You don't make it easy to follow that, so I'm gonna have to come up with something really insanely stupid, angry and depressing or something, because that's the only way I can roll or whatever. Hi, I can't even get cameras set up. I am going to hold.
Sorry.
No, you were awesome. Jerry, could you look to make sure if John's not here to help me. I think I'm centered. All you have to do is make sure I'm centered enough or something, is all I was thinking. I don't have a camera people at all times. And I said, if it's okay, it's okay. Or if you want to zoom it.
You're a little to the, okay, now you're.
So I should, well, I'm worried about him because I'm in.
Now you're centered.
So you're.
Because there's a rubber band around here, but you look.
Yes, because I don't have a thing to hold the camera on the tripod.
You're centered now. Maybe this would be.
You're awesome. Thank you. I think that one should be fine. I hope.
Yeah, you're pretty well centered.
We're
okay.
all awesome. So because you gave depressing stuff, I'm going to pull something from the other collection book, and this is the extended one, the Need to Know Basis, the extended edition. It is filled with really long pieces in it of prose. You'd have a story that would be 14 pages, blah, blah, blah. That's why when he was saying, oh, by the way, Patrick Hurley, Scatter Splatter is what is in the other book. It is not the one that you had read. So
it's in one of those.
Then I don't. If it's in this one, I didn't. Yes, yeah, you're on page 375 in this one, and so which means it probably isn't here, but in that other one, the other one was it. Anyway, no matter. This is the other one, and usually this one has longer pieces and it has blocks of things from poets at the end. Because people that have been published numerous times, I guess, like Patrick Hurley, he's got a section in here, so does Janine Ravisloot, and maybe Tom Murphy, but I can't remember who else, because I don't feel like looking at the TOC. But if you want to know anything about it, you can always go to Scars.tv and find details about these books, because they were just released. But I was going to read this piece called No Compunction. This one's a breather. Hi, we're going for the depressing ones. And I haven't read this in a long time. This is No Compunction. Some within the resistance during World War II knew of others assisting the Jews, the gypsies, the homosexuals. But most kept everything secret for their safety. They had to keep that safe. It was all they could do to stay alive. Avshay waited outside at the Stalag so that she could help the British pilots that were captured at the Third Reich. But when they escaped at 6 a.m. under a blanket of Nazi gunfire, they all fell, coloring the snowy fields a crimson red. Despite losing her life in Houston in silence, as she never knew, her relatives, Johanna, Petronella, Marie, would all suffer that same fate and be killed in the hands of the Third Reich. Marie was a lowlander and never got involved in politics, but she couldn't sit by and do nothing. When her pharmacist, her daughter's teachers, her next-door neighbor were shipped to a distant concentration camp, Marie stayed awake through the night on her last day alive, when a candle lit her front window, waiting for two men, Jacob and Chaim,
so that she could conceal them behind her plaster and lime mock wall before they would travel on to safety. She stared all night along the barren road near the train tracks at the forest edge. She only saw the two figures in the distance once daylight broke, so she left her candle burning, left her daughters, grabbed her coat, and ran to the front door to take them in. But when they were only 20 meters apart, she saw the dark truck coming toward them, littered with swastikas. So she turned across the train tracks, and get to the still blooming rows of trees. Jakob and Heima followed. The SS men didn't even get out of their truck when they started shooting at them. The SS had no compunction for killing the Jews, or the homosexuals, or the resistance. Where Marie saw Heim shot first, her only thought was that Heim is Hebrew for life, before she and Jacob were both gunned down. The squad leader saw the male Jewish noses, could identify the strong Dutch female, and thought about what fun he could have had with her. He scanned the skyline for her possible home, then signaled the men to go after that, spotting one house in that distance on the road. They violently knocked on the door after seeing the lit candle in the window. They beat again as the door before the frightened 16-year-old Johanna made sure in the dark that everyone was hidden, wondered where her mother was, and then finally opened her front door. The three SS men stood there, each with greed in their eyes. "Wo ist dein Vater?" She told them her father died years ago. Her young sister, Petronella, walked toward her before when he asked, "Wo ist dein Mutter?" She said she didn't know where her mother was. The three men then walked in, and they told her that this was a random search, and then they asked if anyone was still at home. Spotting the unpainted plaster and lime wall after Johanna said no, the leader walked toward the wall and knocked through and thought that he heard a noise, then asked if this room was smaller than before. And before Johanna could even answer from their last search, the squad leader stepped back and the other men pointed their Lugers at the unpainted wall adorned with a single oil painting. In an effort to alert them behind the wall, she was worried about that trapped family. Young Petronella said that she wanted to save the painting, and she walked toward that painting on that wall when they then opened fire and killed young Petronella where she stood. Johanna muffled her screams in shock and disbelief. "Warum did you this? Why did you do this?" was all she could say. And the captain later walked over, jerked his head back to her hair. She was the ugly one, he told her before he took her to a bedroom to rape her, while the other two men listened for noises from that fake wall before they took turns raping Johanna. When one of them would hear a noise in the unpainted wall, they fired one shot. They didn't know if they hit anything, but the noise would stop. After they finished raping the Dutch girl repeatedly, The nearly unconscious Johanna smelled petrol. They poured everywhere in her home. They poured more on the unpainted wall before they left the house to set it ablaze. They stood outside and waited in case any vermin tried to run free. They all had their guns pointed. They were ready. As the flames of this little furnace died down, they lit their smokes on the dying embers and got into their truck. Driving away, the three were pleased, proud that they saved space on the next train to Birkenau. I don't expect that one to deserve much applause, but thank you very much. I believe, and I don't have my list with me, I believe Ben. Was Ben on my list? And I'm sorry if I didn't say anything, my darling Ben. I want you everybody to scream like chicken idiots because it deserves so much more applause than that. Please give it up for
Well, this one's kind of goofy, so it's kind of a complete 180 from what she just read. So.
What?
I tried this out somewhere else a little ways back, and it got some very mixed reactions, so I figured I'd try it here and see what happens. Could be fun. Why not? We call this acidic. Are you ready to go off on a magical journey? One not for the weak-minded, faint of heart, or artless. No bags necessary for this adventure. Just self-justification out the door. Interesting and exciting things await. 1 drop, 2 drop, 3 blot, 4. Round and round we go. Twisting of the minds in store. A little too late to turn back now. Relax. Accept your fate. Make it back we will. Somehow. Anticipation builds for the time of your life, or perhaps your worst nightmare. Only time will tell when this wild ride begins. Tick-tock, the clock continues counting. Off the seconds until effects take hold. Ambient melodies, mellow moods, aiding corroding wit. Opening passages to the psyche. Staring into the distance at what? Must be seeing things. Has the clock stopped? Time no longer matters. The world is going askew. Sensory systems sharpen to the slightest. Focus not on fears and loathings. Let imagination run rampant. From Neverland to Wonderland, view the revelations at hand. Explosions of color attack neural networking. Vivid streaks of brilliant hues engulf settings. Watercolor sky above an oil-based landscape, brushed by the hand of illusion. Rainbows drip into northern lights. Abstracted figments softly shimmer together, transforming to pale moonlight. Lyrical, sensational, dazzling. Emotions burst forth on an impulse, eccentricities intertwining with chemicals, entrapping sanity in the labyrinth, encoding mystic realities, Empyrean perceptions winding inside to out, encompassing one's entire being, emasculating conscious decision. Lyrical, sensational, and dazzling. Deja vu. Seeing thoughts, hearing colors, feeling sounds, bass reverberating through bone, rhythms in tune with brainwaves, flowing across the nervous system, intensifying psychedelic euphorias. Fairy dust and happy thoughts could not bring one more bliss, unless, this midnight ride turns to a highway to hell. Mirages morph, serenity breaks down. It's a godly smack to the face. Pleasurable sensations become no more. Sinister visualizations knock at the door. Trying to escape tripped out distortions, chaos erupts with anarchic proportions. Maelstroms open to swallow whole, churning and shifting apart the ground below. Incubi and succubi appear to the eye, reaching out, tearing down imaginary skies. Attack attention's turn, causing horrific hysteria. How to escape? Is any help at hand? Take a stab westward and save yourself. Not falling, I see the demons, dragging me down to the abyss. Shake it off! Normal. Sound. Secure. Freakouts finalized, attempt to carry on. Slurred assurances of safety amidst paranoia. Don't blame the blotter. This scarring was self-inflicted. Just ride the storm out. No switch can reset. Relieve the veins of this vitriol. Simply melt back into hallucination. Inhale. Eyes close. Muscles slacken. And jolt awake. Back to actuality. What the hell just happened? Let's see. I know you kind of planned on that one, but...
But we want more. We want more.
Alright, this might be fun. It's kind of a bit about depression, but still trying, keyword trying, to see it as a cup half full type deal. Alright, so we call this a die. Why can't I? Why can't I die? Try so hard yet unsuccessful. Wish for an end though none comes. Longing for the serenity of the unknown, only to be so far from my curtain call. Why can't I die? Many others have passed on before me. 'Twas their objective complete, and their usefulness over. My purpose on this earth has yet not been achieved. Why can't I die? If heaven has a plan laid for me, please say what it is, for through my doubt I cannot see. My days are clouded in shadow. Why can't I die? This life is like Groundhog Day. Try so many ways, still so inescapable. Lost is mine sight and mind. Found are contemplations of suicide. Why can't I die? Off to reunite with our dearly departed. Exit stage left to the beckoning cold. Begin thy journey to meet the reaper. A path where angels mourn. Why can't I die? Come, be still, such negativity. Not all life's drops have spilled upon the sands. This blood continues to flow in my veins. Damaged by time, but crimson, it remains. Why can't I die? A question of much destruction, self-destruction. In all truths, the world is at my fingertips. With akin beauty surrounding, the better inquiry is, why can I not live? That'll be good.
You're awesome. Give it up one more time for girls. Come on.
Awesome. I love it when I get newer voices. I totally do. And I'm sitting here with this bag looking like I'm trolling because I think there might be more. And I'm going to hunt you down if there's somebody who hasn't given anything for a phenomenal feature this evening. We have one more open micer, and I might end it with a periodic table bonus poem at the end of this. But before G.P.A, the poetic unsub, I thought I'd read this really short one that sounds sciencey. And this is called Questioning Theories About the Universe. Is the universe expanding? Scientists now say yes, but some scientists say that something doesn't exist until we observe it. So, with ever increasingly powerful telescopes, we see further toward the edges of the universe. So, is it only expanding because we gain the technology to see farther and farther? Are objects moving farther and farther apart, or are we just seeing and therefore creating a larger and larger universe?
Exactly. You got two good ideas on the theory. Yeah. Give it up for science and give it up for our last American. Give it up for G.P.A, the poetic, unsub. Give it up, my darling.
I should probably talk about Let Them Eat Chocolate, especially while you're up here, and especially because you are a co-host with, come on up here, my darling, because I like you with me, with Roberta Miles on this Friday, because there are a slew, not a slew, a handful, a select handful of people that have been chosen to feature at Cafe Baloo this Friday, 2 days from now, from 7 till 8:30, and I get to be one of them. And I'm reading stuff that I've never read before, and I got music for the helmet, so that's awesome, and you're a part of that, and you're awesome. So we're all just busy pointing of our awesomeness. Pointing awesomeness, yeah. So give it up for G.P.A. And I'll have to talk about that show.
Hey, how's everybody doing? Y'all all right?
All right. Awesome.
Let me tell you what happened. Really, I was trying to slide in and not do anything. I was going to support my teammate,
we like you.
The feature, Cotton Campbell. I just came in. Cotton Campbell, give her a round of applause. I was just going to sit here, have a Jameson, have a beer, and not do shit. I was just going to watch for once. Because, you know, those of you who perform often, you know how good it feels to not do anything sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You know what I mean? But Janet likes to have her way.
I beg you. No, I beg you because I hurt you. That's why. That's all it's about.
How can you refuse that? Here we go.
I heard you.
Let me give you a couple. Here we go. Carol Ann from the Poltergeist fame was traveling upon the Yellow Brick Road, and she met me. Being that I was a combination of the Jabberwocky and the Loch Ness Monster, she couldn't get around me. She couldn't move me. And she said, "Sir, I need to get to the other side." Saying nothing, she asked, "How? Can I go over you into the air?" And I said, "No, because my fair Theodora, the Wicked Witch of the West, has flying monkeys that will not allow you to pass, and they will devour you in the air as soon as you take off." And she said, "Sir, there is water underneath. Can I swim past?" And I said, "No. My fair Theodora has sharks that have giant teeth, and they will devour you as soon as you touch the water." And she said, "Sir, if I cannot move you, if I cannot go through the air, if I cannot go through the water to get past, how shall I get to the other side of the Yellow Brick Road to step into the light? Who are you to prevent me from doing that? Sir, who are you?" And I replied, "I am the monster under the bed. I am the boogeyman hiding in the closet. Except when you come with your friends to verify my existence, I am not there. But when you come to retrieve your coat or your jacket, I'm the one handing it to you. Fangs hanging from my mouth, saliva dripping from me because I'm ravenous and ready to devour you. I am Jason Voorhees, Michael Meyer, Freddy Krueger, Pennywise, and Pinhead, and no matter how many times you think you kill me or vanquish me, I come right back as soon as they create another sequel. I am Lex Luthor, Dr. Doom, the Red Skull, Grodd the Gorilla, Simon Boss, Sinister, and the respective superheroes that engaged in battle. And this is the perpetual art of good versus evil. I am the fly in the proverbial ointment. And I show up at the picnic, and no matter how many times you swing, swat at me, I do tap dances in the coleslaw. I do backstrokes in the potato salad, and I'm swinging back and forth on that fork just as as you're getting ready to place that piece of rib in your mouth. And these are the metaphors of permanence to show you what I truly am. I am the anger and resentment of Beelzebub as he sits in the bowels of hell with his middle finger extended towards heaven, angry still, centuries later, because he got cast out. And I am the resignation and the disappointment of the Almighty himself, because he knew from the moment he created Lucifer, he would have no recourse but to do so. I'm the bully, the bullied and the bullied, who finally stood up to the bully. And let's sort of make this modern day. I'm Debo. I'm Red, who had his chain snatched by Debo. And I'm Craig, who picked up the brick and smacked Debo upside the head with it. I'm dark-skinned. For no matter how many diseased slave ships they put us on and thought they would kill us, no matter how many chains they put on us and thought they would enslave us, no matter how many whips they cracked at us, dogs they stepped on us, water they sprayed at us and thought they would make us subordinate, no matter how many insults that are hurled at us from without and within our own race, it and the people like myself that contain it are still here. And no matter whether snow, rain, sleet, extreme cold hits it, all we do is put lotion or baby oil on it, and it goes right back to being normal. And these are the metaphors of permanence that show you what I truly am. I confess to everyone listening that I am an addict. But there are no pipes. There are no needles. There are no blunts. There are no bottles. There is just me, this psychotic, multi-personality poet that used social network, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, everything that I can to rid my mind of 10 poems so I can make room for the next 10 poems and the next 10 poems, and you multiply that by 1,000 and all those poems so I can make room for 10 more fresh poems. There is me showing up at various open mics within Chicago and every one of these states in the United States using assumed names so I can take my 3, 5, however many minutes they give me, and I perform like I am the feature and I should be. There's me. There's me. Receiving an invitation in the mail. I have no clue why they sent it to me. But I get it and I go and get my bald head shaved and shined up. My goatee lined up. I go get my suit out the cleanest, my shoes shine, and I go to Hertz and rent a car that's better than the bucket. I drive and I go. And you won't believe who's at this gala. There's Wordsworth and Keats and Yeats. In another corner, there's Nikki Giovanni, Langston Hughes, Phyllis Wheatley. And I bow my head in reverence as the gray-haired lady approaches me. And she lifts my face by my chin and speaks to me in a cadence signature to the late Dr. Maya Angelou. And she says, "My child, you are home." And I realize this life is irrelevant. This skin which I'm encased in is temporary. But every time I pick up a pen and go from left to right, left to right, left to right, every time I step in front of a microphone, I realize that I grab just another inch of immortality. And I realize that whenever people look at me, they are looking at greatness. I realize what I am. As the metaphors of permanence come close, as things in a circle usually do. Because I am a poet. And the metaphors of permanence now close. My poem. I really should be drinking right now instead of doing poems, but fuck it, let's
save it for the feature.
Are we coach? Does she need to come on now?
You read your song. You say you're drinking for the feature.
Here we go. Yeah, I got a drink. She's a bartender lady. She doesn't have to pay for a drink. I know her. I met her last week. She's cool. I know her. She got the fat ass. Oh, did I say that? You could hear that? Did I just say that? She does have a fat ass. Wait till you see her walk up here. She got the fat ass. Okay, here we go. I confess I was taken in by her feminine wiles, hypnotized by her curvaceous curves. But now the woman that I placed on this pedestal is just, she was an angel, is now hissing at me like a serpent saying, "You have some nerve." So, I packed all my bags. I emptied the drawers cleaned out the closets. And I did not slay Goliath with David's slingshot. And with a dragon, I did not use Excalibur's sword. I just simply told my mistress I was going home to my wife. And now there is a mistress no more. My poem. Feature lady, whenever you want me to stop, you just tell me to stop, okay? I got more. I'm the warm-up back. You know what? I just realized what my purpose is. I am the warm-up back for the feature tonight. That's what my purpose is. Like somebody warms up for Mick Jagger. I don't know why the fuck I picked up Mick Jagger. But I'm a Rolling Stone. I like Rolling Stone. But let's say I'm the Fix and I'm warming up for Mick Jagger, which happens to be Cotton Campbell, the queen of seduction, baby. 10 reasons. Seduction's lips, sweet mango. She's got a bunch of books out, and I just happen to be the warm-up back. I'm so glad. Thank you for the opportunity. So here we go. The moment comes. The moment comes when you realize that you and her are no longer dating, you are one. The moment comes when you no longer go on dates. It's just a matter of when, where, and what you're going to do. The moment comes when there are no longer two domiciles. It's just a matter of whose place is closer to whatever you're doing when you get done until you have just one place. And so the moment came. This moment happened to come downtown Chicago on Ohio Street, the Grand Lux restaurant, 4.5 stars. $30 for the valet parking, which is people were still waiting for. 50 minutes to get a seat. No room at the bar. She and I are seated. We have gotten our appetizers, crab cakes, my favorite. She is drinking Moscato. I am drinking Jameson with a Coke and a lime and a Daisy Cutter. I'm an alcoholic like that. And she has the timing to look across at me with beautiful brown eyes and a soft-spoken voice and ask me, how do you feel about me? This should have been the bartender, or rather the waiter's cue to walk away. But he was transfixed, nosy, wanted to know what I was going to say, how I was going to combat this moment. Because you know, as a man from Mars, we never know how to handle moments like this out in public. But I had been here before, and I knew what I wanted to say. So with brown eyes too, I looked across to her, cleared my baritone voice and said very strongly, I'm mad about you. I'm mad about you. Some mornings I wake up and you have to leave earlier out than I do for first shift. And I hate the fact that you're not here to share the pancakes, the turkey bacon, the coffee, and the orange juice. I hate it the same way Cain hated his brother Abel. And see, sometimes when you're gone, I get on my knees and I pray. And I thank God for giving air to my lungs, beat to my heart, sight to my eyes, sound to my ears, all my limbs working, my family alive and well, me being able to make a living at what I love to do, and this wonderful woman in my life, it happens to be you. And I get up from prostration, I dust myself off, wash myself real good, and I go to the gym. And I start out with some push-ups, and then I do some bench presses, flat, incline, decline, and then I finish with some triceps so that when we're walking down the street with you on the inside, me on the outside, closest to the street, I look like the man that can protect you because I'm mad about you. And see, then I go home after doing all that working out, and because I believe in good hygiene, I shower. And after shower, because I got dark skin, I use lotion or baby oil. Because in moments of intimacy, I would rather you see me ebony and not ashy, because I'm mad about you. I'm mad about you. And you might listen to the tone of my voice and say, poet, you sound angry. Poet, you sound aggressive. Poet, you sound antagonistic. And I'll say, no, love. It's the opposite extreme, because you cross my mind constantly in thought. You are the sole occupant of all my fond memories. And you are the inspiration for all my fantasies and my dreams. I'm mad about you. And in the morning, after I've done all the stuff I just described to you, I pull out my big ass phone, it's a Galaxy Mega, and I write poems to and about you. Sometimes I'm on the set of whatever movie or whatever TV show I'm on, and I go on Facebook, I go on Twitter, heck, I take a picture of you and I put a poem underneath it, because I write poems to and about you. And on my way home, sometimes when I drive and my brother picks me up, or I get on the train, I take that same phone and I write poems to and about you. And I write these poems to touch all your sensibilities, because maybe I can reach inside your cerebral cortex and touch it and make you think about me. Maybe I can enter your left breast and touch your heart and make you feel something for me. Or maybe, just maybe, you don't think I'm a vagabond and I can put my hands on you and make you get rid of that battery-operated boyfriend and those batteries and let me make love to you, because I'm mad about you. I am mad about you. And I have found the glitch in the matrix. And it was taught to me by a wise man. That was my dad. His name was Mr. Fix. And I tell you this, not to unnerve you or make you sad. That's my dearly departed dad. But he shared the knowledge, father, to the son that he had. And he said, son, it's biblical. From Adam, Eve was created to be back from Adam. And for the true fruition of God's plan, for man, woman was created to be back from man. He said, son, make this life easy. Find yourself a good woman. And I'm staring at her right now, who happens to be you. So while the waiter, the bartender, is being nosy, while it's now 15 minutes for the valet, now 90 minutes to get a seat in the Grand Lux Hotel, you have the audacity, the gall and temerity to ask me how I feel about you. I tell you, I'm not mad at you. I'm mad about you. My poem. Good?
Oh my gosh.
Shit, I go back and drink now.
He's like, I'm gonna go drink now.
I'm gonna drink now.
And at the same time, I think I'm just about to melt right now. I have no idea if that was about our feature. If it was, oh my gosh, she's so awesome. But I don't feel that way because I'm just a girl, like blah blah blah, or whatever, or a straight girl or whatever. I don't know. I've got nothing on that one. But I wanted, because G.P.A. was here, I was going to end, and my husband's leaving me. Hi, bye. See ya. Hope you're feeling better, my love. I thought I would end this poem with one that is a periodic table bonus poem, and I'm doing this because G.P.A. is here, because this is a proof copy, and these ones that I'm reading are going to be added to the periodic table of poetry. And actually some of them are going for pushcart prizes this year, but these ones I'm reading are not. Anyway. But I said that some of them were about the death penalty and some of them are about crystal meth, and so you get the other half of your wishes, I guess. This is Red Phosphorus, based on Phosphorus 15 in the periodic table. Thank you. Red Phosphorus. Overheard a crime scene investigator, after witnessing in a home large amounts of red phosphorus, say, "This must have been a lab site for making crystal meth." So, as the reporter in me comes to life, I instinctively turn over my mobile device and type in red phosphorus, space, meth, and hit enter. And lo and behold, the first site lists a red phosphorus and iodine methamphetamine synthesis. And I swear I'm not looking to make crystal meth, but my thumb must have pressed a link. I hate these damn mobile devices. And a site came up with a amalgamous mix of many different methods of the simplest, fastest, and cleanest method of producing methamphetamine in the highest yields possible. Like I want to make crystal meth. I wonder if the government is going to be on my back for following this link. Because recently, after renting a biography audio CD from the local library, I saw ads appearing on every website I went to for a week, suggesting I purchase the autobiography I just rented. So, if government agencies are selling their data to the highest bidder, maybe I should also rent and visit on the internet links to Hitler's Mein Kampf, along with books for building a nuclear bomb. Then I'll send a ton of emails, including the president's name. Because if corporate America and my ever-intrusive government is watching over me, I may as well try to get on their hit list. I mean, a girl can only hope. But then I looked down at my crystal meth webpage and I quickly closed that window. And then I thought about it. We need both phosphorus and iodine in our bodies. And you can even find red phosphorus in even every single matchbook, in flares, and even in fireworks. But we humans have to go and mix it with what's in Sudafed to make crystal meth. And you know, I'm sick and tired of only being able to purchase one package of Sudafed at a time. And I still have to sign for it and scan my driver's license, you know, because I have sinus problems. But if there's anything I've learned, I've found that all the elements we need can also be used to destroy us. I think of all the hydrogen in our bodies and the H-bombs. Or then I think of how our bodies need potassium, but how they use it also for lethal execution injections. And how there are some elements that are used for cancer detection and x-rays, and they are only products from nuclear explosions. The list of good and bad things from elements goes on and on, I swear. And you may think, but it's just crystal meth. And you may be right. If you use it just once or something, it probably won't kill you. But it supports my point. We ingenious humans find a way to take everything we need, everything that makes us, us, and make it all something that we can also use to lead to our destruction. It's funny how we humans do that, how we search, explore, and discover to find that flip side of the elemental coins that keep us alive. Well, it's scary to see when we flip those coins, just how messed up that other side can be. Thank you. Blah, blah, blah. You've got like a 5-minute break. Well, 5, not 10. 5-minute break because we got a phenomenal feature from